Hi, I'm Kat, marketer turned brand storyteller.
And I'm Candice, educator turned entrepreneur.
And you're listening to
Not Nice, Clever.
As CEOs and leaders, it's your job to always have the answers, but sometimes you need a little help. Leverage, if you will. We get it. This is the place for you.
So wherever you're listening, 5:30 a.m. club at the gym, on your way to your next meeting, or putting out today's fire, let's get into it. In today's mini episode of Not Nice Clever, we're talking about an event that Kat and I recently had the privilege of speaking at. It's called LFG, aka Let's Fucking Go. And it's hosted by our dear friend Arjun Dhingra and all of his amazing people in the Bay Area. And this is actually the second event, so it's an annual thing. And we are just so excited to be a part of it. If you don't yet follow Arjun, we'll drop his details in the show notes. You definitely should give him a follow. He is a lender out of San Francisco and so much more. He's really a community builder, an entrepreneur at heart, who really cares for his community and people, and everything that we talk about when it comes to brand building, Arjun really puts into practice. And he's created this just beautiful community of people who, whether the market is good or the market is bad, however you happen to see it, Arjun has been there to be a champion for his people. And so just super, super grateful. And we thought we would do a little recap today to let you know some of the things that went down.
Yeah, so echoing Candice's gratitude for Arjun and the whole LFG Energy crew, it was really a privilege and an honor because I was reflecting, actually when I was in the hotel room getting ready to go and meet you, Candice, before the VIP dinner, that the last time I had been in San Francisco was in 2013, which was 10 years ago. And at the time, you came from education, you're a former educator. I was former corporate. That was like my first corporate job. Very quickly learned it wasn't for me, but just being back in the city, being asked to be there, to be a part of incredible community, like helping and supporting our friend Arjun and being able to pour into everyone there who's really gravitated toward him. And knowing that that's my job, my work, I don't even think of it as a job. It's like my work and my calling now. Like it was such an interesting juxtaposition for me. And I just had that moment where I was like, damn, how much can change in 10 years in all the best of ways. And you know, we preach community and we talk about it so much. It's just one of those things that is a non-negotiable for us. We, regardless of what our goals are, our targets, revenue, team, you know, service, whatever it is, we know that community is a huge way that we can get there. And so it was really the best room for us to be in, the right room for us. And we were so lucky. And I want to call out one moment in Arjun's keynote because there were so many incredible people that spoke there, not only just us, but also Andrew Flatchner, the CEO of Real Scout, Ryan Serhant, one of our leaders that we work with. But Arjun's keynote in particular, there's a moment, and I don't know if this was your favorite too, but I remember him putting the words on the screen of saying, instead of feeling scared and wanting to shrink away or trying to like puff out your chest and be this like macho, like overcompensating type of person to whatever moment it is that you're in, but to be equal to the moment, like meet the moment head on, full eye contact, like, okay, I see you. This is what it is. And I'm going to match you toe to toe. And like, if you know anything about Arjun, he is the co-head coach of Team USA, 4-time world championship of Taekwondo. So him using that language, saying, you know, go toe to toe, be equal to the moment, meet that moment head on is just so on brand for him in so many ways and so inspiring. And of course, he was talking about it in his keynote in the context of the market and negative media and rates that have been yo-yoing and just going up and who knows what's going on, but creating this like perfect storm. And how do you meet that storm and how do you overcome it without, you know, burning yourself out or without feeling lost or scared? And so that was just, I wanted to call that out because that was one of my favorite quotes. You know how much I love my quotes, Candice, from Arjun's keynote.
Absolutely. And I think that it's important to note that at this event, we got to see people who we follow online, who we probably interact with, who we've liked and we've commented and we've slid into people's DMs. And to see them in real life is just so impactful.
Yeah.
Like it strengthens the relationships that you've already started. And so that was another thing to notice. It was also really cool to see people who listen to our podcast who've said, hey, like, It was so great to meet you in real life. Like, I liked this episode. And for us to be able to do the same thing with other people who we follow and haven't got to meet, right?
Right.
I got to meet Kofi, who I've been following online. Super cool guy with an amazing story from athlete to top real estate agent, and just a great all in all human being, right? And so just being able to meet people who we've maybe fangirled over or just appreciate the content and context that they share is really cool. And I love that Arjun was able to pull together just a room of really amazing human beings.
And it was definitely just overall, because I know like folks listening in, you probably go to events quite often, probably once a quarter, maybe once a month. But if this event is not on your calendar in 2024, you might want to hit unsubscribe on Not Nice Clever, because we will not stop preaching about it in LFG and just all that it represents, because it's a thing. It's a thing we want to be a part of. We're going to continue to be a part of it. And it's a privilege to be able to, you know, Candice and I were reflecting, like, we record across the country all the time, but the ability and opportunity to be able to present on stage together, just basically like a live version of our podcast with a formal slide presentation and a live audience, which was fun because, you know, we had to like pivot and improv a little, but it was just so, it was so incredible. It did not feel like work, which is why I know I'm in the right line of work.
Absolutely. And I had the privilege of meeting an agent. Her name is Brooke. Met her at LFG. She came and talked to me after we presented. And we were talking about Ryan's brand strategy system, specifically the 4 pillars that it entails. And I'll just name the first pillar here.
Yeah, we'll keep it under wraps. Yeah, we don't want him upset with us.
Right. So the first one is called reactivation. And this is where you kind of go back into your database and start conversations again with people who maybe you haven't talked to for a while. And one of the strategies that we shared, and we kind of went over it really quickly. We're like, if you're in the reactivation phase, use the 9-word email, talk to us later. So Brooke came up after and she's like, wait, what's the 9-word email? I'm like, girl, just Google it and use
Figure it out.
And she did. She's an action taker. And she sent the 9-word email. If y'all want to know what it is, Google it, try it out. And she actually got a response, and she is working with someone who told her exactly what he was looking for, exactly what he needs, and said, like, basically, if you can make this happen, I'm in. And she sent me the screenshot and she was like, girl, it worked! Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. And we just love to hear how something that was like pretty small.
Yeah, that wasn't even the mainstay.
It wasn't even the main thing. Yeah, exactly. Kind of stuck with her, and she used it, and she's already seen success, which means I know she will use this strategy over and over again, and anyone can do it. And it literally takes 30 seconds.
Simple. Honestly, I think I had said this when we were up on stage, but like, we're not up there for our own ego or our own business. Like, we're good. We're paid, we're happy, but now we want to help other people be good and paid and happy. And so when we get to hear that somebody took action on something that we recommended and saw results, which is not always what people do, right? Because most people will just think about it, or they'll have the download sitting, you know, abandoned on their desktop collecting digital dust, or their notebooks that they'll never open up again after the event. And it's just like, nope, Brooke, fuck the status quo, reached out, she Googled it, figured it out, and then saw the results. Like, that is super gratifying as somebody who's always doing events like this. Like, it's nice to see that action and momentum.
Totally. And at the end of the event, Arjun announced the launch of LFG Energy Society, which is a great opportunity for entrepreneurs to connect with other entrepreneurs, to make sure that they have momentum in their business. They are surrounding themselves with the best of the best. They're in the right room and right community to propel their business forward. So congrats to Arjun for the launch of LFG Energy Society. I know that he is going to just continue to grow this community of people who are not only in it for the business, but truly in it because of their care for one another as human beings. So I love that.
Truly. Yeah. I think part of my mental image, like the mental part of like his personal brand, is just, I always see him and envision him asking, like, how can I help you? How can I, what can I do for you? And I'm just like, Arjun, no, like, stop it. I'm trying to help you. And he's like, no, I'm gonna help you first. And it's like this like amazing like game of just trying to help one another. And so but it's so authentic.
It's also genius because it's also genius.
Law of
because
reciprocity.
Of course, now we'll do anything for him.
Of course.
Like,
Of course. No, but all in all to say, yes, as Candice mentioned, LFG is an annual event right now. It might host more often in the future, but of course they have the society, which is a monthly membership, and we don't have the specific details yet because, as we mentioned, Arjun just launched it, but feel free to find him on Instagram. We'll drop his information in the show notes. It's definitely a membership and a society that Candice and I are going to be a part of, and that we would highly recommend for our clever crew as well.
Thanks for joining us on Not Nice, Clever.
Remember to follow Not Nice, Clever wherever you listen to audio.
And if you haven't already, drop that 5-star review.
Share your takeaways. Tell us your story. We love to hear it.
Signing off, your not so nice, but oh so clever besties that mean business.
See you soon.